When AI first came out, people were kind of like hesitant to use it. It kind of felt like cheating.
But it wasn't until a few years ago that I think there was this switch in with Gen AI that felt like, oh, there's a new evolution of AI.
Transformed so much over the past few years.
Yeah.
It's gone from asking simple questions to, like you said, building DCF models.
This community of people who love and live in the kind of Excel tool.
Ryan, thank you so much for chatting with me today here at Microsoft Ignite in San Francisco. I'm excited to chat all things AI. So to kick things off, I'd love to get your thoughts on the evolution of AI. So when AI first came out, people were kind of like hesitant to use it. It kind of felt like cheating. And now it's really encouraged and all these companies are adapting it. As a leader of so many people, does that kind of align with your perspective on AI, or have you always encouraged your employees to use AI?
First and foremost, it's kind of funny because you hear about AI as this new thing, but we've been using AI to build LinkedIn for at least over the last 15 years. We've always been this kind of AI first company in the product that we build. But it wasn't until a few years ago that I think there was this switch in Gen AI that felt like, oh, there's a new evolution of AI that can be different and more powerful. And to your point, I remember when it first came out, it's like, and like any new tool, it's kind of like you have this curiosity. It's like, let me try this and see what I think about it. It's like, oh, it's new. Some things it can do well. Some things are kind of off, but you keep doing it more and more. And then it kind of fades into the background and it becomes part of your actual work life and part of your actual habit of what you're doing. And I think we're in that phase now where the AI is really getting good enough where people, no matter what they're trying to do, you get something valuable back from it in a consistent way. And one of the things we're doing a lot, at Microsoft is we're really embedding AI into the flow of work. So when you're building an Excel model or building a PowerPoint presentation or drafting an email, like AI is right there next to you as well. And it helps you out, acts as a thought partner. And so we're really starting to see this tremendous move from, it's this curious tool to now, oh, it's the way that we do work. And the more that you use it and see it and learn how to do it, I think the more mainstream it becomes and some of that stigma starts to go away that this feels like it was cheating or, something else from the early days. So I think it's very empowering. And I think, we're really embracing it more and more in the flow of work. And it's been pretty impressive to watch.
For anyone watching this who doesn't know what Copilot is, what is Copilot? And then what differentiates Copilot from the other AI tools out there?
Well, there's a lot of amazing AI tools out there. And the most important differentiator with the M365 Copilot is the most critical thing about making AI work at work, which is that it's powered underneath by a graph that we call Work IQ. So basically, if you're at your company, no matter where you work in the world, inside of your company, there's a tremendous amount of data from all the emails or the documents or the internal tools that are being used. And a lot of times to be effective at AI at your job, you want AI that is able to reason over all of that data. The problem is that data is the most valuable, sensitive, important information inside of a company. So, copying and pasting that out into some, third-party chat tool is typically not a safe or responsible thing for people to be doing inside of their company. But we built M365 Copilot to be safe and secure. And again, a lot of those systems like Outlook or Word, et cetera, are built into it from the get-go with that data layer of security on top of it. So this Work IQ powering our Copilot is what makes it safe to use AI at work. And it's really powerful because I can use AI to start writing an email and ask it, to help me think through this. And it's like, oh, remember, Ryan, a year ago, you said something totally different, so it's like, maybe you want to rephrase that. So it's so amazing and powerful to have access to all of this work data. And as an employee, feel secure that it's okay to be doing it instead of kind of maybe feeling weird about copying and pasting it out into somewhere where you have no idea where that data might be going.
AI is expanding so fast, specifically Copilot, and there's just so many things that you can do with Copilot now. So how do you recommend someone learns how to use AI and stays on top of the latest trends? Because I feel like it's expanding so fast and there's not really that many resources out there.
It's funny, the thing that I tell anyone who asks me this question is you have to just start using the tools. I think, to your point, there's not a lot out there. These are relatively new. And I think people who are able to empower themselves to just try it out, to learn them all, even if you don't like it or, you don't get it or don't end up using it, really trying to understand how these tools work, how they can be effective for you, how they fit in with what you're trying to accomplish. If you're a student or a professional or whatever it is, I think is really, really important. So, just trying the tool, I think is the key to everything. And look, I mean, I know you're a super self-starter as well. Maybe like, how do you learn a lot of these AI tools, just out of curiosity?
This is what I tell people too, is before I start any task, of course, I could just do the task, right? I know how to do it, but I always take a step back and think, okay, how can Copilot or AI help me accomplish this task faster? And it might take a little bit longer at first to actually break your normal process and kind of dive into these tools and figure out how to best use them. But in the long run, it actually helps you so much more. It can help you really do anything now. It's just about taking the step back and figuring out, okay, how can AI help me do this task, and then automating it.
So I love it. So I think, I think we're both kind of evolving around the same thing, which is like step one, you have to use it. Like you have to just and it's this mental mindset, right? Because people often are so set in their ways of doing something. I've always done it this certain way. It's like, how should I integrate something new into how I think about it? So I love this idea of number one, just trying it. The thing about it though, the thing I also will often, at least my perspective on using a lot of these tools is that it's, using it as step one. Number two, I think it's really important to not forget about the human side of this as well. So especially like the younger generation, kids that are in college right now that are trying to figure out what to do with their career. Yes, learn the tool, but don't forget about, everything that comes with the human side of things, AI responsibility, empathy, judgment, and ability to sit down and communicate with other people. I think that's you can't just rely solely on an AI tool. You have to be able to round out your skill set more as a human being as well. But then when you realize those two things, you can put yourself in a mindset of something even bigger and more exciting, which is that, a lot of the younger generation, early career starters right now, folks who are historically, it's a great generation that wants to do really big and important and good things in the world. And even for you to go back 6-7 years ago, some of the things that we thought were problems that couldn't be solved in the world, I think fundamentally there's an opportunity now to solve them with AI. I mean, climate change, poverty, a lot of these real large scale issues, anything around health. It's like, wow, now if you have this superpower of AI, know how to use the tools, know how to leverage your human skills, you can go and dream bigger and do many really cool things in the world that you once thought were not possible. So, I'm pretty excited about what the future holds, but, again, it all starts with you have to use the tool.
Yes, you have to actually get in there and try it out yourself.
Totally.
And you can accomplish things so much faster with the help of this superpower that you mentioned. I want to pivot a little bit because I think this is super interesting to me. So you mentioned on LinkedIn, new business ventures are up 70% over the last year. And we're going to see this trend from people shifting from traditional employment to self-employment. What role do you think AI has played in this?
I think it plays a huge role. So take a step back. Everyone's job in the world, your job, my job, anyone in here's job, is ultimately just a set of tasks. And when you start to think of the world like that, you realize that there's roughly, 30,000 skills or tasks that we see standardized across the LinkedIn member base, which is a representation of the entire, global working population. Then you take a look at those skills and tasks and ask yourself, which are skills or tasks that are, more likely to be automated through AI? And the typical role, we believe, is going to see those skills that need to be done or could be changed through AI change by up to 70%. Your job's going to change by 70% by 2030. So even if you're not changing your job job is changing on you. And so embracing, understanding these AI skills is really important. So we're seeing this huge increase on the platform right now of micro entrepreneurs, people who are starting their own consulting ventures, creators, influencers, because they're have so much ability now to go and do things that you once had to start a whole company to do that around. So I'm really bullish on the fact that I think we're going to see, people who once felt that they weren't empowered to go and do big things in the world now have the superpower of Copilot that they can use to go and do some of these things, to answer questions, to figure things out, to figure out how to write, a business plan or create an Excel model or write a social media marketing plan that you once had to go and figure out through a lot of other people or avenues that maybe, a lot of people didn't have access to. So it's pretty empowering to see it, and we're seeing it through the data, kind of the rise in a lot of these new roles. So.
Awesome. Yeah, I think as a business owner, you have to wear so many different hats: accounting, data analysis, customer service. And what I like to tell people is like AI can kind of help you with the tasks that you might not be an expert at.
Exactly.
So for my own personal experience, love Excel, love math, always been huge into data, but writing has never been my strong suit. But now I can leverage AI to kind of help me become a better writer. And
Totally.
it's overall helped my business grow so much
Yeah.
more because it helps me do the things that I'm not the best at, because you ultimately you can't be the best at everything.
Right.
So I think like that's what also makes it super powerful with people building their own businesses.
Yeah. So recently, I started working more on Microsoft Office and Microsoft Excel, and it's insane to see this community of people who love and live in the kind of Excel tool. Maybe I'm just curious how you got into Excel, and like, you've made this amazing work to teach the world how to use it. Like, where did that come from?
Yeah, so it kind of started when I graduated from college. I started my job as an actuarial analyst, and right before I was supposed to go in, COVID hit. So start date pushed back. Everyone's now work from home. So I'm starting new to this industry, new to the company, fresh out of college in this new role. And I had never learned Excel. And I started getting all these really complex Excel tasks. And I had no idea who to ask for help. I wasn't going to message my boss and be like, oh, how do I do a VLOOKUP function, when really I probably should have known that, right? And so I just like felt like so alone and just isolated in my room, like trying to figure out how to do this. And it really affected my outlook on work. So eventually I decided enough was enough one day. And I just started teaching myself everything I could about Excel. I started watching YouTube videos, read blogs, and over the course of a year of actually working on all of the complex actuarial models, I truly felt like I had mastered Excel and realized how much I loved it whenever I actually took the time to learn it.
Yeah. And then you taught the world how to use it, which is amazing to watch. Yeah.
Yes. So then I was like, there has to be other people out there who are in my position. Because at the time, remote work wasn't going anywhere. So I was like, there has to be other people who are starting remote who maybe don't have a coworker to turn to that I also didn't have. So I kind of wanted to be that coworker. And I think like a lot of people like don't realize what you can do with Excel.
Yeah,
like people are so stuck in like the certain functions that you use and the certain tools. But when you actually like dive into what it can do, there's so many different ways. And I think like that's another cool thing about AI is you can kind of leverage AI to kind of help you learn these things. Like maybe ask AI, oh, can Excel help me do this? Or how do I use this tool?
I'm like horrible at Excel. Like I literally have never really learned it, nowhere to the extent that someone like you has. I've never really had to, in my job. But now we put, kind of Copilot into Excel. We have this agent mode built into Excel. And I feel like I have this Excel superpower all of a sudden, where I can just, help me create a DCF on what's happening here. And it's like, it just like builds this model. I'm like, oh yeah, I feel like I know what I'm doing. It's pretty cool, but the tool is so powerful.
It's crazy. Yeah. And with AI alone, it has transformed so much over the past few years. It's gone from asking simple questions to, like you said, building DCF models. To wrap things up today, Ryan, you just got off the stage at Microsoft Ignite here at San Francisco, giving the opening keynote. First of all, congratulations. You crushed it. But for someone watching this who missed your keynote, what is one key takeaway that you would let them know?
I mean, first of all, I have the fortune of, being the CEO of LinkedIn, which is a company owned by Microsoft, and now the ability to work on Copilot as well. And from an outside perspective, it's like, what's the relationship between these two things? But a lot of what you and I have talked about right now is the fact that the future of work and future of AI are pretty inseparable in the way that they're evolving. Roles are evolving, the tools are evolving, the skills that are needed to do those roles are evolving. So first and foremost, like I'm super grateful to be in this position to be working on these products that I think are going to have a tremendously positive impact on the future of work. We're in that period right now of figuring out the right way to make it work. And I think we've really stumbled onto something at Microsoft, which is that first and foremost, to help someone be effective with AI, this concept of work IQ, having access in a safe and secure way to the data information inside of your company built into Copilot, that's the key. And then number two, building it right into the flow of work. So when you're in Excel or when you're in Outlook, it's not copy, paste, in and out. It's like it works right there with you. And then the most important thing also we've learned is like, hey, those products are amazing. The Office products are great. There are so many things that companies do custom. So enabling like a flourishing agent ecosystem to also work inside of the Copilot ecosystem really rounds out what a company needs to empower their employees to really gain skills and leverage AI, and then allow these employees to really, play around with it, build new agents, try new things, learn Excel for the first time in a powerful way to help their careers grow and help the company grow as well. So it's really an exciting time for the future of work.